got to change a lot, but it's one of the coolest shots ever. So let's see if we can hit it first. God, that was good. What is the lie gonna give me? This lie is not gonna give me much. This is hard pan. This is, just not a great shot. The last thing we want to do is, try and play hero golf and, hit a flop. So you gotta have the right expectations. This is a hard shot. You got yourself in a bad spot, but you gotta be like bogey or better, bogey or better. If I give myself 20 feet from this shot as a plus handicap, stop saying, don't hit it in this bunker, don't hit it there, don't do this, don't skull it. Gotta be really clear with our intentions. Now we gotta have the right approach. So this is gonna be a lot bigger of a swing. In this instance too, if you're more of a mid to high handicapper, the pin is right over the bunker. You could even go a little bit left, so that way you completely eliminate it if you don't hit it good. It's just a glorified chipping motion with our wedge, weight forward. Oh, you want to make sure to always do our practice swings next to the ball on these shots so you can figure out what that grass is going to do. In this video, I'm going to help you with 5 short game shots that you need to learn how to hit when you have the right strategy, the right technique, and the right mindset, which we're going to cover today, and avoid a lot of the common mistakes. You are going to be able to get it up and down a lot more often, because when you scramble like a pro, your good days are going to be great and your bad days are going to be good. So remember, no matter how good you get, missing greens is part of golf. So today I want to take you through 5 different shots that I know you're going to face and kind of take you through my philosophy, what I've learned over the years, some stuff I've learned from my podcast guests. I've been playing this crazy game for 25 plus years and became a +2 handicap. So I want to help you speed up success, and I know you can with a solid short game. Let's get into it. Things we have to do with really any shot, if you've seen us in my other videos about short game, is we got to walk up here. We got to see what we have, because a lot of times you just don't know what you got. You don't know where to land it. You're not giving your mind a lot of clarity, and it's easy to be like, oh man, don't hit it there. There's no green to work with. Well, there isn't a lot of green here. I agree, but at least you know, okay, if I do flub it a little bit, it'll still make it up. If I land it at the pin, I should have 15 or 20 feet, which really is the only thing I'm looking for on this shot. You also can see what the slope is and just give your mind a little bit more clarity. So once again, walk that shot off, that way you can get clear about your landing spot. And also goes back to the, one of the most important things, what is the lie gonna give me? This lie is not gonna give me much. This is hard pan. This is, just not a great shot. The last thing we want to do is, try and play hero golf and, hit a flop. So you gotta have the right expectations. This is a hard shot. You got yourself in a bad spot, but you gotta be like bogey or better, bogey or better. If I give myself 20 feet from this shot as a plus handicap, I did my job. Remember, bogeys, not the end of the world. Doubles, absolutely round killers, and they hurt that momentum, they hurt that ego. So my goal here, land it at the flag, 20 feet, it'll probably roll past. If I hit it a little short, it still should work out. If I hit it a little long, I still have plenty of green to work with. The biggest thing though is stop saying, don't hit it in this bunker, don't hit it there, don't do this, don't skull it. Got to be really clear with our intentions. So if you do find yourself saying don't, then use a trick I learned from John Weir of Mental Golf Type and say second chance, because you got to dismantle that picture and we got to build a new one. Picture is pretty much a hinge and hold shot, landing right at that red pin. Got my routine, go. Hit it pretty good. I got about 16 feet. That's ideal. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to be a hero. We're not trying to hit this to 5 feet with this, ooh, hit it pretty good. But that percentage of shot is so dumb, and hero golf has ruined many a players. So once again, what's the lie gonna do? Where's my landing spot? And having the right expectations. Once you have all that, go through that routine. Once again, feeling good about it. Deep breath, move in, look at the target twice, go. Oof, that one spun a little bit, so I got about 12 feet. So again, we're just trying to avoid the big numbers. The next shot that scares a lot of people is the flop shot. This is definitely not the best lie over here. It's kind of rough, but once again, we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves more clarity on the shot. One, this is not a high percentage shot. We really have no other option though. There's no way I can, you know, run it through the bunker. There's just nothing else I can do. So it's like, yeah, we got to hit it high, but once again, we got to think about, I want to hit this too hard so I'm long and I'm not in the bunker. So we're always doing our homework, checking the lie. The lie's pretty good, okay? So now we got to have the right approach. So this is going to be a lot bigger of a swing. You know, in this instance too, if you're more of a mid to high handicapper, the pin is right over the bunker. You could even go a little bit left, so that way you completely eliminate it if you don't hit it good. But again, you gotta have commitment on this shot above all else. I'm just thinking, hinge those wrists, swing with some speed, and keep the face open to launch it high. So again, I've done my routine, 2 looks, go. I swear to God, that was 7 feet. Almost hit the tree, I hit it so high. I pretty much spent my entire youth out here doing this exact shot. I love this, being back at home. But again, you can't be over here thinking, don't leave it in the bunker. Is my weight forward? What do I do? You gotta have thinking and playing. Once we're good, we're committed. So have some trust. But again, you gotta practice the flop, and you also gotta understand it's a hard shot. It's not a high percentage shot. But make sure you try and give yourself a good putt above all else, so that way you don't have to hit another chip. All right, so next up is when we got some pine needles or just got, you know, a real bare lie. So like this one's, you know, kind of sitting down. We'll do one in the pine needles too. But the biggest thing here with this shot is understanding what the ball is gonna do. It's gonna come out hot. That thing is just gonna go and roll. Spin is an afterthought, it's just forward spin. But the biggest mistake most golfers make is trying to hit a lob wedge, sand wedge, even a gap wedge from here. You wanna hit a pitching wedge, 9-iron, just because you need a little bit of a flatter face, because that way, this is actually kind of soft, as you can see here too, so you can go right underneath it and hit it about 10 feet, which is the last thing you want. So I like to use a pitching wedge or a 9-iron. Anything longer is hard because then it'll just hit and roll forever. So I like to use a pitching wedge. Biggest thing here is ball position. Well, one, it's understanding this thing's gonna roll like crazy. It's not a high percentage shot, obviously, but we got ourselves here. Forgive yourself, obviously, number one. Then let's create a game plan. So I know, all right, well, it's not sitting up. I wanna land it about halfway there. Hopefully it kind of rolls forward. Again, it's gonna come out hot, but I'm using less loft. I'm playing this pretty much off my back foot, almost behind it, and I'm trying to get my weight forward so I hit down on it. If your weight's back here and you're hitting up on it, well, that actually worked out as well as it could, but you know that's not gonna work. So we gotta make sure to get ball first contact and not catch the dirt or these pine needles. So we're getting our routine, okay, feel good. I know where I wanna land it, about halfway there. It's just a glorified chipping motion with our wedge, weight forward. Oh, that was pretty good. I got about 10, 15 feet. I mean, I'll take that all day. The other thing you might want to think about is if you are in the pine needles and it's sitting up, it might pop a little bit. So you got to be careful. Plus, you want to hover the club, because if you do this, you can see the ball just moved. We don't want any rules stuff out there. So we want to hover it. Again, weight forward, back foot. And oh God, be good. But it's all about taking less loft. Get rid of those high lofted wedges when you're in this stuff, or else you're going to set yourself up for failure. So first off, make sure you're getting to the chipping green, short game area. If you're not, you're just not gonna ever set yourself up for success. Too many people come to me whining about their short game, but they aren't putting in the work. You gotta make sure you're actually spending time out there. So before getting in the next tip, just a reminder, spend more time at the short game area, because even if your long game is dialed, your short game can make it better. And if your long game disappears for the day, your short game can save you. All right, let's get to the next shot. All right, so another shot that scares a lot of golfers is when we gotta hit it over the sand, because then we're, you know, most golfers are thinking, what are they thinking? Don't hit it in the sand. One of the most important things we can do is always focus on what we want. So when I have a shot like this, I'll walk in, be like, all right, well, it's in the rough, but it's, you know, this one's sitting pretty good. You know, this one, for example, would be, you know, buried. Like, you got to figure out what the lie is going to give you. So check that out. And then let's walk up here. Again, I just can't stress this enough. It's not gonna slow down pace of play. It's actually probably gonna speed it up because you're gonna hit a better shot. And then you can be like, all right, well, actually there's a lot more room up there, because when you're there, all you see is the bunker and it feels like you got nothing. And when we focus on that, we're creating that negative picture. Now I realize I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 paces. So I got 20 feet of green to work with. That's a lot. Even from a terrible lie, that's a lot. So walk this stuff off, okay? Now we checked out the lie. We got 20 feet. Feeling pretty good now. Now I understand what I can do. I'll hit one from each. So if it's sitting down like this one's gonna be a lot easier to leave in there. But again, let's get clear about it. What's our goal for this? Trying to hit, oh boy, that's a thick one. You wanna make sure to always do our practice swings next to the ball on these shots so you can figure out what that grass is gonna do. This is a terrible lie. So I'm trying to hit this 10 or 15 feet long. I just don't wanna put it right here. So I'm thinking, let's hit it, swing it hard, and make sure to get through it, hopefully land it at the flag. Give it, again, we're focused on what we want. Oh, and actually ended up super soft, 10 feet below the hole. So again, I'm not here thinking, don't hit it in the bunker, don't hit it in the bunker, don't hit it in the bunker, like most golfers are. We're getting clear about our shot. Got our shot, okay. Oh, this is a little sandy too. So this is again why it's so important to take our swings right next to the ball in a very similar lie. Okay, well, I gotta swing a little bit harder now because the sand's gonna slow it down. And I wanna play this with more of a square face and just kinda, cause it's kinda like compact sand right here is what this is like. So again, getting really clear on it, you know, landing it a couple paces on. If it's short, it actually will hit the hill and still bounce fine. If I hit it too good, it still should be on the green. But I've done my homework. I'm committing to the shot. Now I know what to do. Caught the fringe a little short, kicked it left. I got about 15 feet. Not the best, but again, I just didn't hit that perfect because there was a little bit more sand there. But when you're in front of a bunker right here, always walk up there so you can get clear about your target. All right, so the last shot is one that I just learned this year from Derek Dominski, Golf Better Tucson, short game guru, amazing podcast guest. And we get a lot of these lies in Arizona. It is hard. And you're just like, what do I do here? Do I just play a bump and run? I mean, this thing's gonna roll forever. You know, do I hit a wedge? Do I hit a short iron? Do I putt it? I mean, there's too much stuff right here to putt. That's such a hard shot until you learn the nippy spinner that he taught me. So with this one, you gotta change a lot, but it's one of the coolest shots ever. So let's see if we can hit it first. God, that was good. It's the coolest shot ever because you look at this lie and people are like, oh my God, this is a terrible lie. But you're like, nah, I got the nippy spinner. It's actually pretty easy. So first things first, this is a lob wedge, 60 degrees, 8 degrees of bounce. But I play it way close, not that close, but you know, we definitely are not normal. We're not opening the face. It's actually a straight face. Hold up, weight forward, minimal wrist. Didn't hit that one as good. It actually spun too much. This shot will save you so much. It's got to be hard though. It's got to be firm like this. So it's kind of like a putting stroke, but you're trying to rip across it. Oof. So you can see I'm very upright. Look at how much spin that got from the dirt. So this used to scare me because I used to try and play this type of shot. That could happen. Or would try and do this and, you know, try and hit like a bump and run, then it just flies. Just try and keep it simple. It's gonna spin a lot. So we crowd it. That raises the handle up. Weak grip. Weight forward, rip across it. Just kind of feeling like you're just ripping it. God, that is a cool shot. I just can't get over it. Got to have that shot if you want to be wicked smart.